Welcome, everybody. We have a new episode of Financially Speaking with LaBarge Financial. I'm Jason LaBarge. We are very excited today to welcome David Orso.
Thank you.
He is our real estate resource. He has sold the most homes in Anne Arundel County history. We all feel like we know a realtor, but when I tell our families that we serve about you, I say we have the Michael Jordan of Anne Arundel County. I don't mean to humble you here, but I'm very happy to have you here, David. Thanks for coming in. What we're going to talk about today is we're going to talk a little bit about who you are, a little bit of your background, where you came from, some philosophies towards business. Then I'd like to pick your brain a little bit on our local real estate economy, maybe tie that into a broader how things have been going. And then finally, we'll talk about just your perspective on retirement, what your thoughts are, what your experience has been with that. Where does real estate fit into a portfolio? So you ready to go?
I'm ready. Thank you for having me on. I love this show.
Yeah, that's great.
It's my favorite podcast.
I'm sure it is. It's mine too. But let's start with, who is David Orso?
Thank you for having me on. Born and raised in downtown Annapolis. My mom was a middle school teacher at Severna Park Middle. My father was a professor at the community college and had a private practice on Benfield Road. My grandfather was a pastor. So I have really deep roots to this community. And it feels right to be a local business owner in this community. I'm your neighbor right here professionally. Right. So that's who I am. I actually got into this business as an investor. I did not get in as a real estate broker.
Talk about that. Because you were corporate America.
I was in corporate America, and I had gotten a promotion, moved back here to Baltimore, and I purchased my first rental property, and I got really excited about real estate. I got really passionate about it. And then I started buying a lot more, and eventually the cash flow from the rental properties overcame my salary. Sure. I could exit corporate America.
And that was what year?
That was probably 2004, 2005 when I made an exit, which was the height of the last real estate boom.
Yeah, it would have been.
So I was a little bit out on my skis. I thought I was the man.
Yeah.
And I had a good run with corporate America. They paid for me to get an MBA. Sure. I was so appreciative of that. And I had learned strategic selling and, how to treat a client right, those sort of things. And then I didn't predict, but there was a downturn coming. So 07, 08 come. And the market crashes. Yeah. So as an investor, I was in trouble. And I needed to learn how to negotiate out of complex debt situations. Yeah. My integrity was being tested on how I was going to handle these tougher properties or tougher files that were upside down. And in that journey, I actually found that the real estate broker community was generally deplete of true professionals and professionals that I was used to dealing with in a corporate America world. So I went home and said to my wife, I think I want to become a real estate agent. She's like, gosh, you get worse by the minute.
Let's go buy more real estate.
But it was an opportunity. I saw it as an opportunity. And my vision was to be a professional like you. Yeah. I wanted to be qualified enough to sit down with the financial planner, to sit down with the accountant, to sit down with the lawyer, and they would say, this is my real estate guy. Yeah. Jason's my financial planner, Dave's my real estate guy. If you guys could work together to figure out what's best for me. Yeah. So I really needed to level up my skills, my presentation, and there's been a match. I've been doing it for 25 years. As you said, I've sold almost 3,000 houses.
That's really something.
The most ever of a real estate agent in Anne Arundel County, which I'm proud of. And I treat people great. I'm really proud of our service, and we're deep in this community. We're really.
I'm fascinated with the fact that your grandfather was a pastor.
Yes.
Your father had his own practice. Mm-hmm. So there was an entrepreneurial spirit going back a few generations.
Yeah.
But how did it go from a pastor to a psychologist to I want to be a realtor? How did that go with
I guess they're all three counseling.
I suppose. You're right. Yeah, I suppose.
I'm not sure. I think underlying it all is a real care and compassion for people. Yeah. A desire to help.
And it's genuine.
Yeah. And a belief that there's something bigger out there. Yeah. That there's something going on in this community and you can be a part of it and you can help. Yeah. So true care and concern, I think, is the thread. If you really looked at our genealogy, we're people that help. We're people that like to serve.
No, it's similar to mine. I was in corporate America when I was looking at what my future was going to be. I'm in Minnesota at this time, and my wife's just out of grad school, and we had Isaac, and I was looking at my next steps, and it would have been, up to 40 weeks a year traveling. and I just wasn't prepared. Saw what that type of lifestyle had on on the coworkers that have been doing it for quite some time. But it's still, no matter what your background is, to decide one day I'm going to go hang up a shingle,
Right.
Is difficult. Talk about some of the skills. I love hearing about what you went through 08, because I think the skills and things you learned or found about yourself during that time period has led to your success today.
Yeah.
What are the top things you think you got out of that 2008 ordeal?
Yeah, and just to be totally raw and real, I went completely broke. I'm married, we have a child. I go completely broke with what was an incredible portfolio, and now I have to peel off the good to service the bad. To say it was humbling and have to sell our house and move in with my mom is an understatement.
Right.
So I'm able to relate to people. I can meet them wherever they are.
I've been there.
And say, I've been there, man.
Yeah.
Whether you're at the top of the mountain or the bottom, I've been there. I get it. Let me offer you some tips. Negotiation was the first thing. So I'm sitting down having conversations with local banks about the reality of the situation.
No lawyer,
and doing workouts. I couldn't afford an attorney.
Right.
So it was just purely based on integrity to be able to look them in the eyes and say, we can get out of this together or we can go at it.
Right.
But you're going to lose. I'm going to lose. It's a total lose-lose.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, again, I learned incredible negotiation skills. My integrity was tested. I also learned a lot about the real estate modalities that I think a lot of people don't understand, that have helped my clients at different points, and an ability to slow down, think things over, and create options. One of my other trainings was at the Harvard Law School in the program on negotiation, and one of their famous sayings is, we don't negotiate positions, we negotiate options.
Right.
So when you have that ability to step back and say, what are my options here? You're an empowered individual. You're an empowered person, and you don't feel trapped. So I try to present options to my clients based on my own experience of feeling painted into a corner.
And that was 08.
That was 08.
08, 09, let's say. Right after that, you start David Orso Real Estate, or is there something in between?
I mean, I was a licensed broker at that time, so came out swinging really after I got through that troubling time. And that's what I said to my wife. I said, hey, I have found that in this industry, it's starving for somebody that's a professional. I think people want to work with a professional. I want to make it easy for them to make a professional choice. I want to be that guy. So
why do you think that is?
It.
Why do you think that is? Why was the market lacking that sort of professionals, you think, back then?
Because it takes 60 hours to become a licensed real estate professional.
Right.
It takes 3,000 hours to become a barber. In the state of Maryland, 60 hours to become a realtor to help somebody make one of the largest financial decisions of their entire life.
Right.
It's disgusting, but it's an easy come, easy go business. So for 1.5 weeks, you can sit in a class and become a realtor.
Wow.
So, there isn't a lot of depth when you look at it. And about 80% of licensed realtors don't make it through year one.
80%?
Nationally. That's a national average.
What made David Orso not only succeed in the beginning, but then also become what you've built today? What were the attributes, you think, other than what you already mentioned, that made you the person you are today?
I think that's a great question. I would say I never thought of it as, I never tried it. This was my career.
Yeah. It's not work.
And I was going to be a big part of this community and through the ups and the downs. And I can say, honestly, when I got knocked down, I was still happy. Right. So it's almost like the first time you get punched and you're like, I didn't die.
Right.
Like,
I can get through this.
I was okay. I was going to make it. Yeah. So I never operated from a place of fear. I always operated from a place of gratitude and happiness. And it just was like...
And willingness to serve.
Oh, a total willingness to serve. Yeah. So any lead I got, I was so happy to get it, even if it was a rental or it was $1 million waterfront. I didn't care. I was like, this is great. Let's figure it out.
I think that's why I think you and I go so well together, because I'm very similar. I'm genuinely interested in people. I'm genuinely interested in seeing them succeed. And when I am with you, I don't care what your net worth is. I don't care who you are. You get 100% of me, whether you like it or not. And that energy, that positivity, fills a room. People want to be around that. And I think it's innate. You can't teach that. You can teach negotiation. You can teach some of these other things, but that innate ability that people want to be around you, and that my mom was a teacher. Yeah. My father was going to be a teacher. He did some other things in business and things, but that willingness to serve, you can't teach. That's innate.
Yeah, and I owe it to my parents. They
Yeah,
they
me too.
built a hell of a good reputation
Yeah.
in this town. So for me to go out and not be a good guy, that'd be incredibly disrespectful to
Yeah.
generations
Yeah.
of Orsos that have lived here. So I felt a sense of responsibility to do right, to work hard, and to present positively for the name on the back of the jersey.
Yeah.
And then it's funny, Jason, like, and I think you know this. You wake up and 5, 10 years goes by, 20 years goes by, and you're like, oh my gosh,
What did I
like
do here?
this went
Yeah.
by so fast.
Yeah.
And I'm so proud of what we've done.
Yeah.
I'm so proud of the impact we've had in the
Yeah.
community and the people on my team, or the
Yeah.
positive impact we've had for our clients. And it just goes by so fast.
It does. And especially when you see your kids.
Yeah.
Where do you see David Orso in 5 years? How do we build upon what you've already created?
Yeah, it's a great question. We're going through what I think a lot of your clients are going through right now, in that our youngest is a junior in high school.
Yeah.
So we got about 18 months until we drop her off at college, and then we're going to be empty nesters.
I'm nowhere near that. I'm not. I got one just out of the womb, man. 6 months.
Yeah.
So I can't even imagine being there. I don't want to be there yet. I love
It happens way too fast,
Yeah.
and it's scary. And you wake up and you're like, "Oh my gosh, we got a plan for this."
Yeah.
So I'm not sure what we're going to do, to
Yeah.
be honest with you. We love this town. We love being here. And it's something I've noticed professionally is kids tend to come back.
They do.
Kids can.
I don't know that that's. I think that's. I mean, obviously, there's certain other communities that happens to, but God, people in Round Bay have been 5 generations.
Yes.
Right. Like I think that's unique to this area. I don't know that you have other communities where you have multiple generations
Yeah.
raising their families here.
Yeah, so I think my wife and I are challenged with that. Like, what do we do next? And we're not thinking much about the business right now. We're thinking about our lives and building memories with our family.
Sure.
We do a memory book every year, and it's just like each year we want that book to get bigger and bigger and bigger, and have awesome memories and pictures that we laugh and celebrate. So
My wife used to do she's at the Etsy book or the one of these books, and
the Snapfish.
something. And when we were younger, I'm like, God, what are you doing? Like, you spend so much time. And now I can't wait to see the finished product. Right when she makes it,
It's what you would go for if your house was on fire.
It's right. It's one of the 5 things I'm going after.
Yeah.
I don't even want to think about that. But if I think about some of the challenges I have in my professional career, I have to believe you go through something similar. There's 24 hours in a day.
Mm-hmm.
There's only so much David Orso that can go around. How do you prioritize who you're going to work with, balance your professional life with your family life, with your nonprofit life, but professionally, if somebody wants to work with you, how do they know they're going to get David Orso?
If I commit to working with you, you're going to work with me. I think as I've gotten older, the thing that I've gotten better at and had to work really hard at is being present to where I am, being where my 2 feet are.
Yeah.
If I'm at the gym, work my butt off
At
there,
the gym,
there. If I'm with my kids, be there with them.
Yeah.
If I'm at work, I'm going to be at work.
Yeah.
I'm extremely strict with my schedule. There are set appointment times. My team supports me, gets me ready for those meetings. And I give it 100%, and I had cancer. I had a bout with cancer. And when I was diagnosed, my doctor said to me, I need you to give this 100%. And he was very worried that I was going to continue working. He said, you need to take off for 6 months. You need to give this 100%.
When was this?
It was exactly 5 years ago. So I just got to the 5-year mark, which is an incredible hurdle.
I don't think I knew that.
Yeah.
I think I maybe had heard, but I don't think I knew. That was 5 years ago.
Yeah.
And you didn't work. You said, hey, I got to give 100% to this right now.
It was not optional with the cancer I had,
suppose,
and the treatment protocol that was required. The doctor knew I love my job and I was going to work hard. He said, you need to stop immediately. Chemo starts tomorrow. You need to give this 100%. Your life is on the line. And you realize, like, 100%. Like, what is 100%?
Right.
What's 100% to this podcast?
Right.
What's 100%?
Right.
And not allowing your mind to wander, just staying right here in the moment. And that was life-changing for me. It was life-saving, but it was also life-changing.
Isn't it amazing what doctors do? I mean,
it's amazing. It's the greatest thing ever.
One of my, I don't know if I'm going to call it a regret, but one thing for my career, I wish I had more doctors. I don't see them. I don't run into them. Like, I have hundreds, and when I say hundreds, I mean hundreds of engineers.
Right.
Tons of them. Love them. I wish I could serve more doctors. The treatment you received, even giving birth to my children, I'm looking at this doctor like, you're the man. I mean, you just did something amazing. I don't see him, and that's amazing that you went through that, and that's 5 years. That's a big deal, right? 5 is big.
That's where I need to get to, the 5-year mark,
and we're there.
And we're there. And we're there. So
like
thanks.
Right now, like today, like in the last.
It was September.
Okay.
Of last year, but so within 90 days, I'm still on a high, man.
That's great. I mean, I don't know. I don't know much about health or, certainly cancer, and I hope never to, but I've always heard 5 years is
that's the mark.
So what did you learn from that? We've talked about corporate America. We've talked about the portfolio. Forget all that. What did you take out of going through that 5 years ago?
I told you the 100%. I think that one of the most impactful things, when I was diagnosed, I got the call and I'd had surgery. I had a mass in my neck. They remove it. The doctor calls a week later with the pathology from Hopkins.
You could feel it. You could feel
I had a potato-sized tumor. And
like a potato.
A potato size, yeah. And he calls and says, I have bad news. And he tells me that it was cancer and it was aggressive and all this other stuff. It was a mess. So the first call is to my wife and we cry. And it's just like, we don't know what's going to happen. And my second call is to my pastor. And I didn't anticipate getting emotional today. But so I call my pastor and I say, I need you to pray with me. Like, I don't know what's going to happen. And I need you to take care of my wife and my kids if this thing takes a hard left turn. And he says, hold on, Dave, I don't have anything pithy to say, but you've been called to lead your family.
Yeah.
And it changed my life forever. Like, lead your family. Like, it empowered me. It made me stronger. It made me very clear on what does that mean when I go home and have to tell my kids, like, hey, dad's got a fight on his hands. And, every decision, every day, every meeting is through that lens of what's right for my family. How do I lead? How do I lead from the front? What do they need from me? And so I'm healthy. It was a heck of a fight. I had 35 rounds of radiation, chemo, the whole bit. It was scary, but I was never really scared because it was like, I knew they were watching and they were learning from their dad in that moment. Yeah. So thanks, dude.
No,
I feel like I'm on Oprah, breaking down crying here.
Dave Orso, man, I had a respect level that was here and it just went.
Yeah. But I know that.
How long did that last? Was that a year? It was
about 6 months.
I mean, I think about my kids.
6 months of treatment. And I also learned professionally, my team stepped up.
They can handle it.
And you probably have a better team than you think you do.
No, 100%.
I had a better team than I thought I did.
Right.
So when I came back, or when I would be driving home from University of Maryland or Hopkins, and I'd see signs out with my name on it. Right. I was like, where did that come from?
Dude, I'm
and I was like, this is amazing. Like, I found out, and they found out, when all the chips are down, when all the cards are down, we can win. Like, we have a great team.
Right.
So it was.
And then your family can go through about just about anything. You can go through just about anything.
Right.
I mean, my kids, if something happened to my kids, or if I'd have to pack it in, man. I mean, my kids and my wife are everything. I mean, and I even trying to think of what you had to go through.
You get real clear on your priorities real fast.
Yeah.
But what my pastor said to me, lead your family, is just, if there were a mantra, if there were a fight song, that's it for me. Lead your family. You've been called to lead your family. And it was just like so poignant to me in that moment. And everything has been clear since then.
How old are you?
I turned 50 next month.
So that was
49.
So I was 44 years old, 44, 45 years old.
Yeah.
You had a bout with?
It's called head and neck cancer. So I had it in my lymph nodes, on my larynx, which is why I have a rough voice, and what's called base of tongue, which is all the way in the back. So esophageal. So not what you want to get. Not what you want to get.
I don't even know how you transition out of that, but
it's a tough one.
One thing that I have always, but even before I got to know you, one of the things I've always had a respect from afar was your activity in the community, the nonprofits, what you've done at the community center. I mean, I don't know the details, but I've had several close people in the community talk about there's a community center before David Orso, and then there's a community center after David Orso. So I want to commend you as a member of the community for even going through the things you've gone through to still find time to dedicate to the community. How do you find time to balance, as a father, as a business owner, still finding time to give to the community?
My wife and I are perfectly aligned on our charity and our philanthropy. It has, it's always kind of been at our core values. And we've always viewed real estate or our practice as a way to connect the community that we love. So a mentor of mine once told me, it's generally an obligation, and you got 3 choices here. 3 W's: work, wealth, or wisdom.
I've never heard this
before. When I was
before.
a younger man, I was able to give more time.
Right. I can go donate the hours needed to donate.
I could donate time.
Right.
And then it grew into board involvement. And as a board member, wisdom.
Yeah.
So I was able to say, hey, let's run this like a business.
Right.
Right. And then as I've gotten older, the next phase is wealth.
Right.
So currently we give 10% from every sale to local charities. So we run an organization called Better Together that generates $50,000 to $100,000 per year that we disseminate into the community. So we donate at a high level, as I know you do.
Yeah, I do. But if I hired you, sell my house today, we get whatever, $1 million for the house. You're going to donate 10% of your
10% of my gross commission
to whatever organization I choose.
As long as it's local.
That's amazing, David. Yes. That's really. As I'm sitting here listening to you say that, I got to step up my game. I feel like I've gotten better. Balancing it all. When I was first starting LaBarge Financial was tough for me. In fact, I actually probably made some mistakes in terms of trying to give back to the community. Grew too fast, took on too much. So then the last couple of years, I've tried to take a step back and really decide what groups, what organizations mean something to me, and then try to take action there. But man, listen to you, 10% of gross commission, that's a dedication that I have not rose my game up to yet. That's impressive.
Oh, thank you.
Every transaction.
Appreciate every transaction.
And you've had 3,000 home sales.
Yeah, I want to be clear. I haven't given 10% of 3,000. That started about 5 years ago.
I'm with you.
Yeah. And so 10% of our practice is significant, but when you look at the efforts of the nonprofits, we're a community that sits on their efforts.
100%.
It sits, 100%. And there is a flow, and there is a love and an energy that flows through our communities.
And I have experienced that.
And that spark starts from those organizations.
I totally agree. And as a person who came here as a transplant, I have never seen something similar to that. Right? Especially coming from the Midwest, where I don't know, but it's impressive. I know you were honored by the community center 2 years ago, which was
cool.
Which was something. Talk about the local real estate economy. What are you seeing? What trends? What are you hearing as a local homeowner? Obviously, I want to be cognizant of the trends and things. What's happening not only Severna Park, but just broader Anne Arundel County.
Broader Anne Arundel County and nationally, rates are they were 3%. We were giving out mortgages at 3%. And the thing that nobody really thought about is when you give something of value, people aren't quick to give it away. Right. So now we are having an issue with inventory. People don't want to sell their house because they're sitting on a 3% mortgage. I hear it every single day. I got a 3% mortgage. I'm like, so does everybody. Yeah. So what?
And then 5 sounds terrible, or whatever. Then today's 6 sounds.
We're just under 6. Yeah. We're at 5 and change. And older guys like us are like, that's a great deal.
That's a great deal. I'm trying to be like, guys, that's what it should be. But like 2 and 3 stupid.
Right. Yeah. But if your perspective is 3%, you don't, or if you're sitting on 3%. So the 3% is impairing judgment right now because people are staying in their house longer than they wanted to or longer than they intended. But the most common thing I'm hearing is, I think I'm just going to keep the house and rent it out.
David, I hear that all the time.
And that almost 100% of the time is not the right decision for them to make for their financial plan. Right. And they're
for a variety of reasons.
Right. Yeah. And I'm only there because they're considering selling. And I'll ask, did you consult with your financial planner about, no, this makes sense because I'm going to make an extra $500 above the mortgage payment. Right. And I'm like, you have $800,000 of equity in this house. Yeah. This is not
you can go make more than that. Or,
your return on equity is 15% in the S&P right now, or whatever it is, or whatever you're getting for your clients. Yeah. This is not what you want to do in an environment where you can get $500,000 tax-free. Right. How often does the government give you a tax-free benefit on a $500,000 gain of anything? Right. So I'm seeing that, and that's a national epidemic. Yeah. In Anne Arundel County, over the last 25 years, the average number of homes sold is 7,500 per year. Okay. And last year we were about 7,300. So we're in a normal market. Okay. We're in a normal market. On the other side of the COVID boom, which was the hottest real estate market ever in the history of planet Earth, we are in a very normal market in Anne Arundel County. 7,500
nationwide.
7,500 homes trade annually in Anne Arundel County.
And last year we were 7,300.
Yes. And the year before we were 7,200, so we're flat.
Who's buying the homes here? Are people from out of state, or is it people that lived somewhere else? And
predominantly local move-up buyers.
It's move-up.
Yep, it's move-up buyers.
8 out of every 10. clients that you have is that situation.
Local buyers. It's almost exactly 8 out of every 10 are local buyers moving.
I had a starter home here. Now I want to move to a bigger home here.
Starting a townhome, get married, that gets too small, move up. Starting a weaker school district, want to move to a better school district.
Right. What about retirees? What do you see for people? Hey, my youngest just moved to college. My youngest did this. What do you see in that market?
Nationally, the number one buyer profile is an older individual that is moving to be closer to grandkids. Right. That's the demographic of the number one purchaser in our country right now. The interesting thing locally is we're seeing a lot of people that had the classic suburbia home with the yard, and it was perfect because of the Green Hornets and whatever. And their kids are migrating back, as we talked about, but they're moving more toward an urban setting like downtown Annapolis. They want to walk to coffee.
Is that right? Really?
They want more of an active lifestyle without the yard, without the tree maintenance, without the gutters and all the other stuff. So we're seeing downtown Annapolis thriving with a much older crowd that isn't moving to a gated golf course community in South Carolina.
You're doing more business now than in the past in a place like Annapolis.
The downsize is downsize of a to-do list.
Right.
It isn't even
Which sounds great. It should sound great to everybody. It isn't
necessarily a downsize of the budget. It isn't a downsize of the property size. They just don't want the maintenance that they had.
This is coming from a guy that my first business was mowing lawns.
Yeah.
I don't remember the last time I mowed my lawn. I don't remember. How terrible is that? On one hand, I feel like, man, I've arrived. Yeah. But then on the other hand, like I used to love to mow my lawn. Do you mow your own lawn?
I do. I enjoy it.
Man of the people, David Orso.
I do. I like doing it.
I don't remember that. Yeah. I don't mean to sound like an elitist or anything. I don't remember the last time I mowed my own lawn. I got to get out and do that.
Yeah.
The next time it's warm, I'm going to go mow my own lawn. I'm going to take a picture. I'm going to send it to you. I'm doing my own lawn.
No, you should not. For as busy as you are, you should not be mowing your grass. I'm weird.
We had 6 basketball games this weekend.
And that's where you should be.
2 lacrosse. When do you want me to do it? I don't have time to do it.
Right.
At least that's what I tell myself.
Yeah. Outsource as much as you can, but I'm not outsourcing my yard.
Hey, helping the local business. Got lawn wrangler. Helping the local business.
Lawn wrangler.
Yeah. So other than young families moving up, retirees, when I'm working with clients, I don't necessarily ask them. No, I'll ask them where they're moving. Like, hey, we're going from, Maryland to Florida, Maryland to the Carolinas. I guess I don't really ask them square footage. I'm not getting in that much of the detail. But I'd be willing to bet we have a lot of townhomes. We have a lot of folks that are going from a half-acre lot to a much smaller.
Totally.
I'm surprised by that, but then I'm not. What other trends? Anything else you're seeing?
Yeah. Our market is very bifurcated right now based on condition. So the updated homes, you got to think our area was generally settled 50 to 70 years ago.
Sure.
So if you look at the age of the homes, they're 50 to 70 years old. Well, a lot of people haven't done anything to their home. The homes that are not updated are getting crushed in the market. The homes that are updated are getting disproportionately favored. So
this is bathroom, this is kitchen.
Yeah, this is bathrooms,
windows,
kitchen, all of it.
All that.
Like all of it. And so deferred maintenance is not accepted by today's buyer by any stretch. So they don't have the time, they may not have the free capital, and they may not have the acumen to do the work that's required. They all want this classic community. They want to be in these classic, charming, older communities that have wonderful amenities and are close to schools and all that stuff. But they want a new house. They want a newer house, right? And they want those accoutrements. They want the updates.
So where does one start? Do you do the kitchen first? What do you do first?
You have to do the kitchen.
Kitchen's
kitchen's
number 1.
Mandatory. Yeah. I would say, depending on your budget.
Sure.
Really, you should start with the mechanical systems. Mechanical systems should be in good working order, and then it's the kitchen. You're going to get the biggest bang for your buck on the kitchen.
Then
bathrooms. Actually, the item that gets the biggest bang for the buck is the front door. That research is conclusive. The front door.
New color.
You should have a solid front door and a great welcoming area.
You know what?
That is number 1 on every contractor return on investment.
How's my vestibule? How do I look?
Unbelievable.
It looks great.
First class.
So, I was going to tell the story of you calling me to buy this building.
Yeah.
I will be forever grateful.
Well, I appreciate it.
Seriously. You were going to get this building. I knew something was going on. It wasn't my place to ask the details. The stars aligned. I couldn't be.
Yeah.
I can't imagine paying you rent for the next 25 years.
Well, I appreciate it.
I will always have your back.
Well, I told you the story. I called my wife, I called my pastor, and then I was under contract to buy this building.
Right.
My third call was to the owner of this to say, I'm not going to perform.
But I got a guy who will.
Yeah, and I didn't feel like my health was anybody's business.
For sure.
And I didn't disclose to him why. I said, but I'm pulling out of this contract. But I'm not going to leave you high and dry. I got a buyer for you. And I said, so just keep your phone on. And I called John Rosso, and he called you.
I literally came up here, scratched out your name. I think I said, hey, guys, I'm going to give you X amount more just so I can go get my poop in a group.
Yeah.
And I tell you, David, if you ever needed anything, not for some of the stuff you've done after that, what have you done for the community, if it's a what have you done for me lately, you didn't have to do that. You were going through so much.
Yeah. It's the right thing to do, man. You're the right person to be here.
Forever grateful. And then I'll also add that lot that I have. I'm not trying to get personal here, but for you to secure my ability to get that lot was the second time you've come in strong. We have other clients, obviously, that are realtors, and all of them have, and I'd love to give everybody a referral, but man, you have come in strong for me. You've come in strong for our clients. I want to thank you for that. But really what you did for me on this building was something great, man.
Well, you've lived up to your end of the bargain. You've been a good neighbor.
Well, that's great.
That's all you can do.
I know we're getting down on time. I want to talk just the last few minutes, retirement. What does retirement look like for you? Has that view or thinking of retirement, now that you're hitting 50, has that changed? What's your viewpoint just on retirement as an idea, as an institution? What does it look like for you?
I'm not sure is the most honest answer. I'm learning from my own clients as I watch them go through life.
Yeah.
We're a family first, and I'm not sure if the kids will come back. My wife and I would love to travel. And
kids, no interest in realtor.
They're not going to take over my practice. Yeah. They want to do their own thing, and I encourage that 110%.
For sure.
So I'm not thinking a lot about business succession right now. I'm thinking about what does our next season of life look like, and that's empty nesting for us.
Yeah.
Our kids play college athletics, so we're going to a lot of games, and we're loving it.
Buckeye.
Yeah, my daughter plays lacrosse for Ohio State, and my younger one has committed to play soccer at Syracuse. So
the lacrosse is Ohio State. I guess in my mind I had that confused.
Yeah.
I had the soccer player there.
Yeah,
so
Olivia
soccer's going to Syracuse.
Syracuse.
That's a big deal.
Yeah, she's a great player. So we'll be on the road to see a lot of games.
Yeah, that's important.
It's important, and I want to be able to be there, and that's a motivation for building incredibly talented team members that can provide elite level service to clients that I love and that are trusting us at an important time in their life.
Yeah. So no retirement in sight.
I don't think it's retirement. I think it's reduction.
Yeah.
So I would replace, when I hear the word retirement, I think go to zero on work. Sure. I just think I'm going to reduce and continue to be a big member of this community.
Yeah.
Empower my team, grow my team, continue to pour into them, help them deal with challenges that I've probably seen handling 3,000 or whatever.
One of the 3 W's.
Wisdom.
Yeah.
Right. So I'll pour into them, make them better, give them more opportunities, give them more at-bats.
There's challenges there.
Just ensure that the level of service doesn't slip an inch.
There's challenge there, but if you find good people, then the bar just keeps getting raised. We have a vivid vision. We want to transform the lives of the families we serve, our team, and our community. And the team, as a leader of the firm, it keeps increasing in priority. My responsibility to give my team the tools to provide the service that our clients have become accustomed to. Similar in your industry, but that entrepreneurial spirit, there's somewhere in there that's like, I can't give this up. Like, this is, you know what I mean? And giving that up has been tough for me, but learning, or like you said before, seeing your team step up, rise to the occasion is something I think I'm most proud of.
Right. Yeah, I think, my wife and I really value our health, and we want to get as much out of our 50s and 60s before we have grandkids and while we're still healthy. So that, my marriage, my family, that's a greater priority to me than my business. And I hope people can understand. If they don't understand that we're not a match, but it's like, that's where my life is going to transition into travel. And but I'm blessed. I love what I do, and my life's work I'm proud of. So.
Yeah, I am too. Well, I tell you what, David, this has been, we laughed, we cried.
Yeah, legitimately.
We had to do a second take. I think we did better than the first one.
Yeah.
But this has been a great episode, financially speaking, with LaBarge Financial. Again, David, thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me on.
It's been great.
Yeah.
I will keep the 3 W's. Something as I picked up today. Hopefully you picked up something as well. If you want to get in contact with David, we're going to have his contact information available to you. Again, David, thanks, sir.
Thank you so much. You're doing great work.
Look forward to the next episode, and we'll see you soon. Thank you. Insurance products are offered through the insurance business LaBarge Financial, LLC. LaBarge Financial is also an investment advisory practice that offers products and services through AE Wealth Management, LLC, AEWM, a registered investment advisor. AEWM does not offer insurance products. The insurance products offered by LaBarge Financial are not subject to investment advisor requirements or broker-dealer requirements. Securities offered only by duly registered individuals through Madison Avenue Securities, LLC, MAS, member FINRA SIPC. AEWM and MAS are not affiliated companies of LaBarge Financial. Tax planning services are offered through the firm LaBarge Tax, LLC. The tax planning services offered by LaBarge Tax are not subject to investment advisor requirements. Tax planning services referenced are an outside business activity not offered through or supervised by AEWM or MAS. AEWM and MAS are not affiliated with LaBarge Tax. Investing involves risk, including the potential loss of principal. Any references to protection, safety, or lifetime income generally refer to fixed insurance products, never securities or investments. Insurance guarantees are backed by the financial strength and claims paying abilities of the issuing carrier. This podcast show is intended for informational purposes only. It is not intended to be used as the sole basis for financial decisions, nor should it be construed as advice designed to meet the particular needs of an individual situation. LaBarge Financial and LaBarge Tax are not permitted to offer, and no statement made during this show shall constitute tax or legal advice. Our firms are not affiliated with or endorsed by the U.S. government or any governmental agency. This information and opinions contained herein, provided by third parties, have been obtained from sources believed to be reliable, but accuracy and completeness cannot be guaranteed by LaBarge Financial or LaBarge Tax.